Do you know what? The title, When Life Hands You Lemon, make a lemonade, is trying this live today.
Yes,
It's trying this
listen.
live today. But it's not going to prevail because we're doing it.
That's absolutely correct. Oh my gosh. It's just, I was saying that, life isn't peaches and cream. It's lemons and splendor. Listen, you have to work with what you have. You just have to work with what you have. And that is what I try to do every day. When something comes up and it's not what I would prefer for it to be, I just say, you know what? That it's working for the good somehow. This is gonna turn out for good some kind of way. So it's an opportunity for joy as far as I'm concerned, and I just go along with it. I plan what I want to happen, and I make preparations, and I move in that way, and then however things come to however it happens to things. We can't control what other people do. We can't control the things that life sends us. We can't control technology. Of course, this is a smartphone, but it can cut out 99 times. You know, we're using the airwaves. These things are supposed to be, you can create an entire business on the phone, but it's cut out. How many times have we started over? But that doesn't matter. The story still has to be told, and life still goes on.
Yeah, somebody needs to hear, exactly. Somebody needs to hear the story. So let's carry on now.
And carry on, carry on.
So we need to find out what happened when you went into the industry, because I all I heard was you went into the industry and then the pandemic happened. But we need to. Can you go back to how that
Yes,
happened? Yeah, go on.
yes. I as soon as I changed over, like the very next week after I accepted, well, not after I accepted the job, but after I started. So I started the job, and then they shut down the beauty industry. So had
So
I not accepted this job back in corporate, I would have been at home without a job. And then the particular industry that I was in, like I never had to stay at home. So a lot of people were feeling the stress about not being able to go physically to work or about losing their jobs and things like that. But because of the industry I was in funeral service or aftercare. I didn't experience that. So a lot of the things that were negatively, or I won't even say negative, because I think a lot of times we're so busy that we don't even realize how busy we are or how many things that we've involved ourselves in, which can sometimes create the lemons in our life,
mm,
because we overcommit, because we don't take into account all the things that we really want to do, the things that actually give us satisfaction in our life. We just, okay, well, here's the next thing. Yes. Well, here's the next thing. Yes. Well, here's the next thing. Instead of, okay, I have a schedule and I have a plan and I have what I want my life to look like and I have what's important to me. And you don't get to dump your things on me because you didn't prepare properly or because you have something that's important to you that you want to get done. It doesn't fit into what I'm trying to do. So my schedule allows me to say no just as politely as I can or with as much sass as I want to have, but without it being rude or without it being a lie, And so, yeah, so the industry closing down was me taking on that new position. It was like a blessing in disguise for me. I had no intentions on going back to corporate. Like, I just didn't have any intentions on doing that. It was going to be hair or methodically planned, which is the company that I created for planning. And I just had no intention on that. But because of that, it gave me an opportunity for doing what I'm doing now. I'm trucking, right? I'm a truck driver. I drive an 18-wheel truck, and I get to travel across the country and see all the beauty that God
say
has
that
created
again. What do
in
you
this
do?
world.
Say
I'm a
that again.
truck
What do you do?
driver. I'm a
Yeah.
truck driver. I drive 18-wheel trucks, and I love it. I
And you're
absolutely love it.
and you're
Huh?
yeah, you're actually
Yeah,
sitting in your truck right now, aren't you?
yeah, I'm in my truck right
Yeah.
now. Look, this is my, listen, that's outside. See, I'm in my truck right now. So it doesn't, whatever your life looks like, or whatever you've had to face or deal with in your life, one, you can overcome it. You can get through it. I didn't share everything. I mean, there have been some dark moments in my life, and I was able to pull through those things and just still be able to smile, and it's just, I don't know, life is just, it's just amazing. It's all about how you look at it.
But what?
You can look at it. Go
Mm,
ahead.
so what?
Yeah,
What
it's just
those dark moments? What pulled you out? Because somebody could be
knowing
listening to
that.
this and they're actually going through. Yeah.
Okay, so as a mom, a lot of times, knowing that my children would be unfavorably impacted by a decision kind of helped me keep going. You know, um,
Mm,
at times, people that, sometimes you don't realize how, what type of effect you have on other people. You think you're just you, and I'm just me. I'm nobody per se. I'm just me, but you don't realize how you being yourself impacts other people, and that knowing that who you are and what you bring to this world is important. Like, the smallest things, your name may never be in lights. You may never be famous. I don't ever want to be famous because I like my privacy too much. But you may never be famous. Um, the entire world may never know your name, but there's somebody, even if you just impact one person, that's important. That's important. And you're on this earth. If you wake up every day, that means there's something here that you're supposed to be doing. That there's a purpose. There's a reason for you to be here. And it's selfish for you to decide that that's not what you want to do. That not being here isn't for you, because I believe in God. God woke you up, so you're obviously supposed to still be here. And just having, just knowing that somebody loves you and that you have the opportunity to love someone. And I'm not necessarily talking about romantic relationships. I just mean that you can smile and enhance somebody else's day. You can say a kind word and bring someone out of a depression that you had no idea that they were going through. You can say something that can change a person's entire mood. And so those are some of the things that just kind of um, help me come out. And I'll tell you this one thing, and it may not apply to everybody, but when I was growing up, people mispronounced my name like crazy. Like, I could tell by the look in someone's eye that they were about to try to say my name. And so I would go ahead and help them with it. And when I was probably about, I think I was like 37 or 38, I decided to look my name up. And it means, first of all, it's a Sanskrit in origin, and it means a beautiful woman in the blossom of a Somali tree. Now, I'm going to tell you the significance of both of those. Um, when I was growing up, I didn't think that I was attractive. I was chocolate, had full lips, I was skinny with big stuff, so I just didn't think that I was attractive. And I was always so different than everybody. Like, people are not special, they're unique. That's a conversation for a different day. But I just always thought I was different. So when I looked up my name and it said a beautiful woman, that kind of did something to me. And then the tree, it's the oddest looking tree. It blossoms, it has blossoms on the bark of the tree. So it's the oddest looking tree. And then it just kind of, I was like, oh, so it's okay for me to be unique. That's what my name means. I'm unique. And I called my mom and I was like, Mama, my name is, and she was like, yeah, I know. I got it out of a book. You could have bought me, KG. You could have bought me for free that day. You could have bought me for free. But just knowing that I wasn't random, and that there was no happenstance, and that, you know, I have purpose, and there was time taken, and that the fact that it takes 9 months to develop you inside of a womb and you're not even conscious of it, um, those are the types of things that kind of get you through. You know, thinking about, okay, if I just did the one thing that fulfills me, I can get through it. Let me just focus on right now. Let me just live one day at a time. I learned from that stupor that I was in those 5 years. I learned that yes, it's okay to look towards the future, but you need to live for today, because you may not ever get to that. What if you don't wake up tomorrow? What about the part of it that you're going to live today? And that's I don't know. That's just how I live now. I thank God every day when I wake up. You know, when my eyes open up, or when I realize that I'm in a new day, I just become so excited. You know, and every day is not like I said, peaches and cream. Some days, you know, it's a pitcher of lemons that they haven't even been squeezed. They're just sitting over there like, oh yeah, this is today. This is what today is about right here. This is what we're doing today. And you know what I decided? To say, okay, so you're giving me lemons today? That's all right. I got some Splenda. I'm gonna stir it up and squeeze it and make it taste real good. And you know, sometimes you need just a little bit of the bitter so that you could appreciate the goodness and the sweetness of life. Because sometimes things can be going so well, and it's gonna sound really crazy, but things can be going so well, you can begin to become um, lethargic. You can become settled and very apathetic about life in general. So sometimes a little zest, a little pizzazz to kind of wake you up and shake you up and like, hey, you're still here and you have things to do. So let's get on with it and get them done. So yeah, so I just would encourage anybody. Listen, if your life is currently full of lemons, sit down and create a recipe. Figure out what else you want to add to the lemons. Okay, so I have lemons here, but do I want strawberry lemonade? Do I want blackberry lemonade? What do I want? This is what I have to work with. What do I really want? Let me sit down and think about what I really want. Write down what I want, and then start to be able to think about it strategically. Say, okay, I'll give you an example. When I was getting ready to come into trucking, I knew that I was going to have to go to trucking school, right? I knew there was going to be a time frame where my income was going to dip because I was in school. So I began to strategize and say, okay, I need to save X amount of dollars while I'm working this full-time job so that I won't feel the dip in my income when I go into this new industry. So that it won't affect my budget, so that I won't feel stressed out, and I can actually enjoy the process of being in school. And then I said, before I even went, I said, okay, what's the purpose of me changing? What is it that I want out of this? Okay, I want to see the country, which means that instead of being a local driver or a regional person, I have to consider being an over-the-road driver because I want to see all the states. Um, um, what's the end game? How long do I plan on driving? And then what am I gonna do? Do I just want to be a company driver? Do I want to own a fleet? Do I want to be a owner operator and drive for someone else but own my truck? You know, you think about all the things that are in between. Okay, if the long term goal is, okay, I want to owner operator and lease on to someone else or drive for someone else. Okay, what do I have to do that? How long do I have to be a company driver to accomplish that? How much would a truck cost? How much is a lease? Do I have to pay for the insurance? What are the things that are associated with the path that I want to take? And you have to plan those things out. You have to research and develop whatever that is, and then just begin a little bit at a time to go ahead and put those steps into practice. Now, is it overnight? Of course not. There are days that, yeah, I think I'm tired. But because I have a plan and I have a strategy and I know what the end game is, all the stuff in the middle is just a process to the end game. So that's how I look at
Mm.
life. That's how I teach people to strategize and think about. And that's actually the second T. Um, yeah, that's actually the second T. It's your talent. What is it that you're doing or that you want to do, and how are you going to maximize that? You break down whatever it is that you're doing. You're a podcaster. You have to know, okay, I want to have X number of guests on my show this month or this year. And then you go, okay, what type of topics do I want? Who would I want to feature to do those particular things? When will it be? You know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing with anything, with whether it's with your time, whether it's with your talent or the things that you can do, or whether it's with your treasure, which is your budget. You have to be strategic in all of these areas. I hope that helps somebody.
So what would you want to be remembered for?
You know, I've thought about this, and I could say something fluffy, you know, but there's two people that I think about. Well, not two people. There's one person that I think about, and then a song that I think about. And the song that I think about is Beyonce's I Was Here. And that song, to me, epitomizes a person's existence. I lived, the way I lived and did things that I wanted to do. I loved really hard, and somebody's life was better because I was here. I'm sorry. It gets me emotional because our lives are not just about us. It's not just about you, KG, as an individual. It's about you opening up and talking to a stranger and then inviting them to your platform and exposing them to something new, exposing them to new people, And the person that I think about when you say, what do I want to be remembered for, is Bob Ross. And I don't know if you know who he is, but he's a painter. He's a guy that I don't even know when he was on PBS, probably like in the 80s. Like, I remember him from my childhood. And my daughter one day, she'll be 22 in July. No, she'll be 23 in July. My daughter one day, I was sitting in the living room and she was like, hey, you got to see this guy. And I'm like, what guy? So she turns on YouTube and it's Bob Ross. And I'm like, how do you even know him? Like, you were not even thought about. How do you even know him? But he's recircled time and time again through different generations. Like, people are doing challenges trying to recreate the portraits that he did. And he was so laid back and just so, the fact that he's generations well after he's passed. And I know he's probably been deceased maybe 20 or 30 years now. But I want to be the conscious in the back of your head. I want to be that voice that when you're getting ready to do something, you're like, you know what, Rochana said such and such. Or if I told Rochana this is how she would tell me to respond. That's what I want to do. I want to be remembered as an inspiration for people to go out and maximize everything that they have within them. To love hard, to live hard, to be the best that they can be, and regardless to whatever the situation is, that they live with a smile. And that's what I want to be remembered for.
And I just want to tell you that I'm honored to have you, Queen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're here. You're making a difference. And your story will touch many lives.
Bless you.
And I honor you.
Thank you.
And I'm glad you said
well,
yes.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you having me on this. Sorry, I'm a little crybaby at times.
It's okay.
Emotional at times. But I thank you so much for having me on here and for inviting me. And I just really do appreciate the opportunity. I thank everybody who came on to even just listen to our conversation. It's is very much appreciated. It's not taken for granted at all.
Thank you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and edit the first
Okay.
part and this part and upload it. Is there any
Okay.
last word that you want to say before we end the live?
I just want to encourage everybody to maximize your 3 T's: your time, your talent, and your treasures, and go and be a rock star at your own life. And make lemonade out of any lemons. Thank you,
Thank
KG.
you so much. Thank you,
Yes,
Rochana.
ma'am. Have a
Thank you.
great day.
Agree. Thank you, everybody that's joined. I know we had some technical difficulties, but we were handed lemon, but we made a lemonade. And I'm going to edit everything, and then you can replay and watch it. It's all right, Sam. I'll post the replay later on. I know. We'll catch up. Yes. Thank you, Rochana. Bless you, my
You're
sister.
welcome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I appreciate
Bye.
it. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.